Welcome to Aspire Tower, also known as the Torch Doha Qatar. Built to symbolize the 15th Asian Games, the tower also houses and accommodates as a hotel, wherein tourists will be able to experience a luxurious stay. With a height of 300 meters, the Torch is ranked as the #1 tallest building in Qatar. The Aspire Tower has a floor area of 35,000 square meters. It is located at Al Waab Street, Aspire Zone, Doha. The tower has a reinforced concrete core shear wall having a circular cross-section, with an external diameter varying between 18 to 13 meters and thickness varying between 2 to 1 meter. The whole tower is clad in stainless steel mesh of varying permeability. The Aspire Tower is crowned with a cauldron supporting the flame of the Asian Games, a cone shrouded by a lattice shell structure. The petal came in approximately 140 pieces, and it took almost 50 days to put it together. The tower has a cantilevered swimming pool extending about 12 meters from the tower perimeter and 80 meters above ground. The Torch has superstructure floors that cantilever out from the central core comprised steel beams. One of the challenges was the uniqueness of the structure, because there was no references and no standard way of constructing the tower. The team had to make their own standards for the tower to be built successfully. Another challenge faced was that majority of the construction crew never worked with the slip form system, which is not the usual method in construction. Being the symbol for the Asian Games, the targeted date for the tower to be finished was also one of their major problems. Despite all the challenges, the team was able to complete the structure just in time for the Asian Games.
Hello everyone! Today papatunayan natin na learning is so much fun. Definitely here on Celebrity Vlog Ruanyo Edition. So I'm your host for today, Eunice Añanuevo, and I'm very excited to share with you guys that today we have a very special guest. Please welcome Ray Galamiton! Yay! Okay, so
Hello.
welcome to the show, Dre. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so guys, pinapakilala ko naman sa inyo ang ating magagaling na celebrity bloggers. Please welcome ang pambansang alien, Crizel Sebastian! Okay, so next, ang nag-iisang best dancer ng Ruanyo, CK Navarro. Yay!
this is Kan Andre Ogalamitan from Group 1 and I'm going to tell you something important about the Aspire Tower. So what is the purpose of the Aspire Tower and why is it important? To give you an idea, let us start off with the 15th Asian Games. The Asian Games, also known as ASEAN, is a multi-sport event that is held every 4 years, participated by athletes from all over Asia. And on the year 2006, Qatar was selected to host for the quarterly Asian Games. The tower was a focal point and a great symbolization for the 15th Asian Games. It was recognized by the International Olympic Committee and was known all over the world.
Welcome back to Celebrity Bluff Rowanya Edition. So, Dre, are you ready? Dre? Asan si Dre? Oh my gosh.
Sorry guys.
Good!
Sorry late. Galing pa ako sa kabilang studio eh.
Okay lang. So, for round 2, this is the fact or bluff. So, sa mechanics naman ng round na ito, ay pipili ka ng gangnam mo, which is si CK ulit, and si Crizel. Then, you will decide if fact or bluff ba ang sagot na sinabi nila, and kailangan mapagkakatiwalaan ang napili mong celebrity bluffer. So, in this round, you have to earn 2 correct answers to level up your points. So our pointing system in this round is 2, 1.75, 1.5, and so on. If you get all correct answer in this round, your score will be 1. Okay, so for this round, ako ang mamimili ng ating category. So, first round is Aksaya. So, Dre, pumili ka na ng iyong celebrity bluffer.
Piliin ko ay si Crizel.
Si Crizel. So, mapagkakatiwalaan mo agad si Crizel. So, this is your question. What is the behavior for horizontal loads applied in the y direction on the top of the Aspire Tower?
So, ito yung actual shortening of the compression elements na meron ding extension ng tension elements pero overall pataas yung wind. So, upwind deflection.
Hindi. Downwind deflection siya. Kasi ngayon, actual shortening of the compression elements and the extension of the tension elements, nagli-lead siya to an overall downwind deflection, which is the significant deflection mode ng tower.
So, upwind daw si Crizel. So, Dre, is it a fact or a bluff?
It's a bluff.
Bluff, so hindi mo agad pinapaniwalaan si Crizel at naniniwala ka kay CK. So, Blackboard, please reveal. Oh! Correct, bluff agad. So, limit down ka agad ni Crizel. Oh my gosh. So, pakinggan naman natin ang ating Blackboard.
So for the behavior of the petal, in terms of horizontal wind loads, the forces distribute themselves elastically through the grid structure. For example, horizontal trusses, the loads will go to the diagrid structure, and from the diagrid structure, it will go to the head of the core. So the actual shortening of the compression elements and the extension of the tension elements lead to an overall downwind deflection of the top of the structure. So these elements were sized to limit the deflection and keep its effect on the racking of the cladding panels within reasonable limit.
Okay, so for our next category, self-love. So, pumili ka na ulit ng ating celebrity bluffer.
Pipiliin ko ay si Crizel ulit.
Wow, si Chris ulit kahit minali ka niya sa first round. Okay, so here is your question. What is the meaning of the building's asymmetrical shape?
So, ito naman, ang ibig sabihin niya, may cladding siya and self-weight loads sa high side. Tapos, meron din siyang overall compression na nagge-generate sa overall bending moment ng diagrid shell system na nag-carried out ng same way as the moment generated the wind load.
Hindi, ito yung tama kasi yung building ay asymmetrical shape kasi yung trusses na nag-span between the vertical load saka nagre-restrain siya sa truss booms against buckling out of plane.
So, sa sinabi ni Crizel, is it a fact or a bluff?
It's a fact.
Sure ka na?
Sure na ako na it's a fact.
Okay, so Blackboard, please reveal. So tama na ulit. So tama na ngayon si Crizel. So Blackboard, papakinggan naman natin.
So, yung meaning ng buildings as a symmetric shape is that the cladding and the self-weight loads on the high side are generally greater than the low side. Tapos yung overall compression generates the overall bending moment in a diagrid shell system na nagkicarry ng same way as the moment generated by the wind load in a y direction. Thus, yung forces distribute themselves elastically throughout the grind structure so that there are compression on the downwind side, tapos tension on the upwind side, and opposing pairs of the compression and tension in between. So the Aspire Tower is crowned with the cauldron supporting of the plane of the Asian Games na nagsiserve ng cone shrouded by the lattice shell structure. And a part of the forming of the lateral stability, yung digrid also supports the cladding down hanggang sa restaurant floors. Tapos, yung circular hollow section naman, nagpo-form ng digrid shell function as a primary load-bearing elements.
Okay. So, let us continue our third category. Hatak o tulak. So, pumili ka na ulit ng ating celebrity bluffer.
Ngayon, si CK naman.
So let's go to CK naman. Okay, so here is your question. What is analogous to a vertical cantilevering action in an idealized beam element?
Bale, every levels kasi merong vertical truss. Tapos meron din upward and downward na kakontribute siya sa diagrid. And then meron din tayong magnitude forces na nagdi-decrease until it reaches its minimum level below the core.
Hindi. Kasi alam mo ba na each level ng horizontal trusses ay nagko-contribute ng push and pull ng diagrid, tapos yung magnitude niya ng forces ay nag-i-increase down the structure until ma-reach niya yung maximum level sa ibabaw ng core.
So, sa sinabi ni si KJ, is it a fact or a bluff?
Bluff na bluff.
Bluff. So, Blackboard, please reveal. Bluff, tama. Okay, so Blackboard, papakinggan naman natin.
The vertical cantilever action, you can see in that photos na each level of the horizontal trusses contribute to the push and pull in the diagrid so that the magnitude of the forces is a diagrid increases down to the structure until it reaches to the maximum in the level immediately above the head of the core. So the diagrid ring, yung hanger loads are collected by the lead streamer. So this is the curve in the plan and elevation, and there is no direct line up between the hangers and the grid members.
So for our fourth category, let us have Moody. So pumili ka na ulit.
Si Crizel naman.
Si Crizel naman ulit. Okay, so here is your question. How many tricolor LED luminaries does the facade of the Aspire Tower have?
Meron siyang 5 3-colored LED luminaries kasi kung titingnan mo yung Asian Game na logo, meron siyang blue, yellow, black, green, and red colors.
Hindi. Yung tower, merong 4,000 3-color LED luminaries.
So, ang laki ng difference. 5 and 4,000. So, maniniwala ka ba kay Crizel? Is it a fact or a bluff?
Para sa akin, bluff siya.
So, naniniwala ka kay CK na 4,000. Okay. So, Blackboard, please reveal.
Yeah.
Okay. So, pakinggan naman ulit natin ang ating Blackboard.
So the 300-meter tower has a unique lighting scheme that was designed by Kevin Shaw Lighting Design, or KSLD, and it contains almost 4,000 tricolor LED luminaries. The facade lighting system uses 200 kilometers of cable to connect the 4,000 LED fittings to the 405 power supplies and has taken over 19,000 man-hours to install.
So moving on to our fifth category, we have G ka ba? Okay, pumili ka na, Dre.
Ngayon, pili ko si CK.
Si CK naman ulit. Okay, here is your question. What are the latest updates on the Aspire Tower?
So yung latest update sa Aspire Tower ngayon ay meron siyang 2 swimming pools, tapos 4-floor sports museum, and then isang mini garden sa 18th floor.
Hindi. Ang latest update sa Torque is connected siya sa walkways to the Villaggio, which is the largest shopping mall.
So, naniniwala ka ba kay CK? Is it a fact or a bluff?
It's a fact.
Fact. So, Blackboard, please reveal. Mali ka sa ating level ngayon. Pakinggan natin ang ating Blackboard for the answer.
For the updates of the Aspire Tower, you can see here in the picture na connected na siya to the walkway to the Villaggio, which is the Doha's largest shopping mall, which is the shop top of the line luxury brand in Qatar, where it is equipped to meet the demands of every visitor. So meron din siyang free parking na available sa Tatorch Doha, and 200 meters away siya sa Khalifa Stadium.
Okay. So, for our sixth category, we have Buhatin Mo. Pumili ka muna ng ating celebrity bluffer.
Pipiliin ko ay si CK.
CK ulit. Okay, so we have at the head of the outer plane, there is an eave streamer or the rim of the petal. What load does it carry?
It carries a vertical load.
Parang hindi. Kasi ang kinakarry niya is horizontal load with a critical direction na expose siya sa wind.
So vertical load or horizontal load. Ayon kay CK, is it a fact or a bluff?
It's a fact.
Fact. So naniniwala ka. Okay, so we have fact. Tama. Okay, so pakinggan ulit natin ang ating Blackboard for the answer.
So I'll be showing you a picture of the petal here. And for the petal, there are different parts, and there is what we call an eave streamer, the eave streamer, and it is the rim of the petal. This is the oval one, the circular or the ring in the petal, as you can see here. And this eave streamer collects the load and carries it to the hangers, to the vertical hangers here, which is the vertical lines, as you can see in the picture. So this eave streamer carries vertical loads onto the vertical hangers.
Okay, so moving on to our seventh category, we have Mahal Mo. So, pumili ka na ulit ng ating celebrity bluffer.
Si Crizel naman ngayon.
Giselle naman ngayon. So, here is your question. What is the total value of the structure in the Philippine peso?
Ang sagot dyan is 7,532,000,000 pesos kasi nakahanap sila ng maayos and good quality na suppliers.
Hindi. Feel ko mas mahal pa dun yung tower eh. Meron, ang budget nila dun sa tower is 9,615,000,000 Philippine peso kasi nga mahal yun yung steel.
Okay. Kasi mostly steel yung structure eh. Okay, so sa sinabi ni Crizel, is it a fact or a bluff?
It's a bluff.
Bluff. So naniniwala ka kay CK. So Blackboard, please reveal. Tama actually yung sinabi ni Crizel. So, pakinggan natin ang ating Blackboard for the answer.
Here is the overall cost of the Aspire Tower in peso, which costs 7,532,000,000, and they found a good supplier just like the Hebrew broker that supplies a ready-to-use install mesh panels directly to the site, where they were tensioned into the frames in a specifically built manufacturing hall. As the final step, the frames were lifted to their final destination on the facade, where they were connected to the structure of the tower. Tapos they also use all aluminum profiles featuring the layer of the silver metallic plate in order to match the rust-proof mesh.
Okay, so for our 8th category, we have cladding weather. So, pumili ka na ulit ng ating celebrity bluffer.
Si CK naman.
CK naman ulit ngayon. So, here is your question. For the cladding support system, the tower is entirely enveloped in blank.
The tower is entirely enveloped in a mesh of stainless steel na merong varying permeability.
Parang hindi, kasi yung tower is entirely enveloped pero yung stainless steel niya, hindi nagva-vary yung permeability.
So mag-opposite. So, naniniwala ka ba kay CK Dre? Is that a fact or a bluff?
Fact siya. Fact.
Fact. Okay. So, Blackboard, please reveal. Okay. Tama naman. So, pakinggan ulit natin ang ating Blackboard for the answer.
So as you can see here, the tower is entirely enveloped in a mesh of stainless steel of varying permeability, including the void spaces between the different accommodation modules, such as the deluxe rooms, junior suites, and diplomatic suites. So the design suggests transparency and lightness. So also, the southern face of the tower, it has a higher density, because the mesh acts as a sunbreaker
Okay,
as well.
continuing on our 9th category, which is corneto. Pumili ka na ng ating celebrity bluffer.
Bluffer ko ngayon, si CK ulit.
CK ulit. Okay, so here is your question. What kind of core system is the core of Aspire Tower?
Supercore. Supercore system yan.
Parang hindi, kasi mega core yan. Parang si Megastar, kasi mega niya yung core ng Aspire Tower.
So, sa sinabi ni CK, is it a fact or a bluff?
Bluff.
Bluff. So, naniniwala ka kay Crizel na mega core system. So, Blackboard, please reveal. Okay, tama. So, pakinggan ulit natin ang ating Blackboard.
So for the mega core, you can see here in the picture na it consists of reinforced concrete and composed core shear walls with a larger cross-section than the normal, running continuously throughout the height of the building. Since the mega core resists all vertical and lateral loads in the system, there is no need for the columns or shear walls on the perimeter of the building. Also, the floor slabs are cantilevered from the core shear wall, and it can also be used with strengthening the cantilever slabs.
Okay, so for our last category, we have compression or tension. So, pumili ka na ng ating celebrity bluffer.
Si Crizel naman.
Si Crizel naman. Okay, so here is your question. For the structural action of the petal on vertical loads, the blank.
Yung petals sa taas ng tower, nagkikarry siya ng load in tension.
Hindi. Yung loads na kinakarry niya is compression.
Compression or tension. So, ayon kay Crizel, is it a fact or a bluff?
Bluff?
Bluff, is it correct? Blackboard, please reveal. Nice! Tama na naman. Okay, so pakinggan ulit natin lastly ang sagot.
So for the Aspire Tower, we have a top structure wherein they call it the petal. So in here, I'll be showing you the picture of the petal, and you can see the blue part, the X one, yung puro X. It is called the diagrid. It carried the loads in compression to the head of the core, where they are resisted by the bearing of the connection nodes onto a grout layer on the head of the core walls.
Okay, so Jay, you got 2 wrong answers for this round. So your final score is 1.25. Not bad, actually. So Dre,
Yes.
mga ka-bluffers and mga tomasinong inhenyero, sama-sama ulit tayo sa ating susunod na episode dito lang sa Celebrity
Yep.
Bluffer Ruanyo
Ruanyo
Edition.
Edition.